Hello, I am Ruby Falconer. Today's date is January 11th, 2021, and this is a Shamanic Egyptian Astrological update for the week ahead. Before I launch into the details of what's going on this week, I need to address the bigger picture. I have to be careful of not being too doom and gloom. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news and talk all the time about how difficult it is. We are in a very difficult time. 2020 was dominated by the Great Shift Alignment. Those of you who have watched these videos or read what I write on Facebook, you know the emphasis that I put on that. This has been the conjunction between Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto that went on for all of 2020. And only recently came to completion on the solstice on December 21st. And now Jupiter and Saturn have moved on. They are no longer, they're in a very loose conjunction with Pluto, but for all intents and purposes, they've moved on. And they're moving on to their next relationship, which is a square to Uranus. Jupiter's going to move very quickly through a square to Uranus next week. Saturn and Uranus are going to be square pretty much off and on for all of 2021, and influence continues into 2022. And while the Great Shift Alignment of 2020 was about the dismantling of the structure of society as we have known it, the square between Uranus and Saturn is about a power struggle as to what the new society, the new container of society is going to look like. And that power struggle has already begun. It was ongoing for a while. It is coming into expression out in the world. The Great Shift Alignment took place in the sign Capricorn, which is a cardinal sign. We had a lot of cardinal energy last year. Cardinal energy is impulsive. It's impulsive. It makes things happen. It's an initiator. It's impetuous. We are now in fixed sign energy. Fixed sign energy is just what it sounds like. It is fixed. It can get into power struggles. It kind of sets its energy down and sits. It's not going to be moved very easily. And most specifically right now, the energies involved are Taurus and Aquarius. So that's the energies, the fixed sign energies that are happening. And because we have so much energy of Aquarius coming in, and a lot of people have been very excited. We got Aquarian energy coming in. We had the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn and Aquarius. This means we're moving into the Aquarian age. And yeah, maybe we are moving into the Aquarian age. But there are some decisions to be made about what that new age is going to look like. And at the beginning, we're not agreeing. And we're not going to agree. There's going to be a power struggle. There is a power struggle about what the new structure of society needs to look like. And it's volatile. It is exciting, it's exhilarating, but it's also dangerous. There's no doubt about that. The energies that are specifically involved, there's a lot going on, and I'm going to address them in a moment. But most specifically, we're talking about the square between Saturn and Uranus. Now, Saturn's our old friend Sobek, the old king. He dominated a lot of 2020. He's experienced, he knows what he's doing, he gives form, he gives focus, he provides structure, he's a protector, he gives us a container, and he also holds on too long, and he doesn't like to let go. Uranus is life force energy. In this Shamanic Egyptian Astrological pantheon, Uranus is Wadjet, the Cobra Kundalini queen. Where Saturn gives form, Uranus comes along and breaks the form. And a square is a challenging aspect. It's a struggle between the two. There's energy going on. Saturn's holding on hard, and Uranus is doing its absolute best to break the energy out. And the relationship between the two, the metaphor that I often use, is a chick inside of an egg. The eggshell is Saturn. It's the container that provides safety for that chick as it's growing. It gives its food, there's albumin inside the egg, there's protection, and then at a certain point, the chick gets too big for the egg. You could also think of a seed inside of a casing, or a baby inside of a womb. It's the same metaphor. We have a container, a seed, an eggshell, a womb that is holding this life force that is growing. And in all cases, there's a point where that life force has to get out of that casing. But it is the nature of Saturn, it is the nature of the container to hold on and resist. Now, in most cases, life force wins. The baby is born, the cervix opens, there's a process of birth, and the baby is born. The seed casing cracks open. The chick pecks its way out of the egg. The chick's inside packing that egg, and the egg shatters. That's the Uranian moment. The chick steps out into a new world. In most cases, that's how it goes. But sometimes that's not the way it goes. The life force isn't strong enough. It can't crack the seed open. The chick can't break the shell open, and the baby can't get out of the womb. Those things do happen. Overall, from a grand picture, grand scheme of things, life force always wins. Sometimes the way I see this, I think of a sidewalk. I've seen this. I grew up in suburban Los Angeles, so there was plenty of sidewalks, and I was always sort of fascinated by the way blades of grass would push its way up through the cracks in the sidewalk. That would take a tremendous amount of energy, amount of determination for that little blade of grass to push its way through concrete. But it did. It's life force. Life force is powerful. It's strong. It can break through great barriers, and occasionally it doesn't. And it's always, however, a struggle. That's the most important piece. We're moving into a volatile time where there is a struggle. And it's going to be very important for all of us to take good care of ourselves during this time, to nurture our own life force. There's going to be lots of opportunities during these next 2 years to do things differently, to bring new life into our own environment, into our own lives. But we're going to have to nurture it, because left to itself, it can get crushed. So, to bring it back to where we are right now, we have a lot of fixed sign energy going on right now. And look what's happening right now, particularly in the United States. To go back to where this energy started, we have to go back to last week. On Wednesday, January 6th, those of you in the United States know what a huge day that was for us. Actually, Mars was on the last degree of Aries. This was his last hurrah in the sign Aries, where he had been for 6.5 months since last June. But by the end of the day, he had moved into the fixed sign Taurus, where he is now. Over the next several days, through the about January 23rd, Mars is going to go through a series of relationships to Saturn, to Uranus, and to Jupiter. Now, last Friday on the 8th, Mercury moved into Aquarius, another fixed sign. On that same day, Mercury moved into a square to Mars. That was on the 8th. Since then, it has moved through a conjunction to Saturn, a conjunction to Jupiter today, and then tomorrow a square to Uranus. This week, Uranus, Wadjet, the Cobra Kundalini Queen, is stationary. Whenever a planet, particularly one of the outer planets, and Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are the 3 outer planets that have most to do with substantive change on our planet, whenever they are stationary, their energy is very, very strong. So right now, as I'm speaking, we are in a time of very intense, shattering, unpredictable energy. Now, Uranus is associated with unexpected events. It can be earthquakes, it can be volcanoes, it can be explosions, and it can be amazing events. You can breakthroughs. Uranus breaks through stuck energy. So we can have aha moments. We can meet amazing people during Uranian transits that help us break out of our shell and open us to new worlds. Uranus isn't bad or good. It's simply life force. It's that energy that motivates the chick to pack its way out of the eggshell because it wants to live. If it stays in the eggshell, it's going to die. It's the energy that gets the cervix opening and closing so that that baby can push its way through the cervix and into the birth canal. Because again, that baby wants to live. So too with the seed in the casing. It's the energy that gives that seed the energy to break through the casing, or the blade of grass to break through concrete. So it's intense, it's volatile, and it's prepared to do battle, to break through resistance. That's what it does. So whenever Uranus is stationary, it's very, very strong. And Uranus is changing direction on Thursday, the 14th. Uranus is in Taurus, that's Hathor in the Egyptian pantheon, who is all about life force on Earth. Hathor loves planet Earth. And Uranus has been in Taurus for a couple of years now, will remain here for a while. It's usually about a 7-year transit. And I expect that we're going to see more and more Earth-related matters come up during this transit of Uranus through Taurus. Also the economy, everything that Taurus rules. This is the grounded energy of life force. That's what Taurus is about. And in Hathor, she is the earth goddess who loves everything about being informed. So there's an exuberance to this position, but there's also an intensity. So we're going to then on on the 14th, Uranus changes direction, turns direct. And then on Sunday, Jupiter moves through a square to Uranus. It's going to be kind of quick. That's on the 17th. But it's there. And Jupiter will be expanding that Uranian energy. And it's not going to go away. We're going to have Mars continuing to move through these relationships to both the Aquarian planets and also moving into a conjunction to Uranus on Inauguration Day. So, everything that we're all concerned about here in the United States, well, what's going to happen between now and Inauguration Day, about the intensity, about the open strife that's happening in our culture, is reflected astrologically by these ongoing squares, these challenging relationships between energies in Taurus, the fixed sign Taurus, which is grounding, taking the life force energy that Aries represents and grounding it in practical reality. It's a fixed sign. That's what it does. It grounds it, makes it real, gives it earth form in some way. And Aquarius, which is a visionary sign. And so we have conflicting visions, conflicting visions of what our practical earth reality should look like. And this energy is going to be here. It's going to continue to manifest in varying dimensions over the next 2 years in one way or another. So it's intense energy an intense and volatile period that we're in. And it's particularly intense going on for this week and going on into next week as well. So, what I would like to offer, all of this is sort of the big picture, that what we're all collectively dealing with. And again, I don't want to be doom and gloom. I don't want to freak people out. I don't want to scare people. I want to, in a sense, it's serious. We're in a very serious, intense, even dangerous, volatile place right now. And I have no idea what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks. Whether within the realm of possibilities is armed conflict in the streets. It is not impossible with these kind of energies going on. The intensity is so strong. So what do all of us, people who are not going to go out and fight in the streets, hopefully we'll do our best to avoid getting too many confrontations, whether it's on Facebook or wherever it might be, or in our family members. What do we do for ourselves to help ourselves stay calm? And also remember, this is part of a bigger picture. The great shift alignment needed to happen. We're all pretty much in agreement that the structure, the container that we had on a societal level, not just here in the United States, but globally, is not working. It's not been working. So we needed it to change. And so here comes coronavirus, here comes Black Lives Matter, here comes the election, here comes all kinds of things. Again, I'm talking about events in the United States because that's what I know. In order to change the fabric of society, now we're in this place where we have disagreements about what we want to create as our new normal. So what do we do for ourselves? Well, first of all, what do you want to create for your new normal? What's going to be right for you? And where do you have blocks? Where do you have resistances? It may be that fear of what's going on at a societal level. Maybe that's one of your blocks. Certainly I have my moments of fear. It's a dangerous time. It wouldn't be human if I didn't have some concern about what's going on, out in the world and whether it's going to come into my life and affect me. Because this is the kind of energy where external global events come into our personal lives. I want to take advantage of this time as much as anybody. While there is danger and volatility, it's always true with Uranus, is there's opportunities to break through and create something new in my own life. So too for all of you. One part of what we've all been needing to do during this time of COVID and this time of isolation is, how do you want to live your life differently? What new structure do you want to create within your own life? And where are the blocks? Where are the resistances? So what I would like to offer today is a journey with Wadjet, the Cobra Kundalini Queen. And we've done journeys with her before. She's an amazing force. It's always good to do a journey with Wadjet because she can help us work with those places where energy is stuck. Wherever it is in our chakra system, she can go right to it and she can crack through it. Just like a chick cracking open an egg. And then we can step out and receive this new life force energy running through us, which is the source of creativity, is the source of life. So she's an amazing figure to connect with. She's a good ally to have on our side. And she's in Taurus. So she wants us to help us ground this life force energy in our bodies. Many of you have shared with me that during this time of such strong Aquarian energy coming in, that you're really feeling that inner calling to do what it is that you came here to do. So the question for me is, how do we ground it? That's a Taurian question. How do we ground that life force energy? So let's see if Wadjet can help us with that. Let's go on a journey with the Cobra Kundalini Queen. So I want to invite you to put your feet on the floor if you're sitting up. If you're lying down, get yourself nice and comfortable. And let's take some nice deep breaths. Letting go, releasing. Allowing yourself to come completely present. And dropping down, dropping into your body, using the breath to help you go all the way down to your toes, all the way down to your fingertips. And I invite you to imagine that you were in the desert. And everywhere you look, there are sand dunes. They're like waves undulating off into the distance, white, beautiful, vast. It's a warm day, not unbearably hot. There's not a cloud in the sky. And take the time in your mind's eye to slowly turn around. So give yourself a 360-degree view of your surroundings. And the amazing thing is, no matter what direction you look in, all you see is the whiteness of the sand dunes. Oh, but wait. You do see something. And it is coming towards you. It is a snake. And it is undulating across the sand, moving closer and closer to you. And you may feel a little nervous. This is a snake after all. But as this snake comes closer to you, you sense, you feel that it is not here to harm you, but rather it is here to help, to assist you. And as it comes close, you see that it is a cobra. It has the huge wreath of a head. And as it comes close, it rises up in front of you and stands in front of you, eye to eye. This cobra is Wadjet, and she is looking directly at you, making eye contact, staring you right in the eye. She is amazingly beautiful. And as she stands in front of you, you see superimposed over her a voluptuous and beautiful woman with snake eyes, surrounded by a golden aura. She's powerful, she's strong, she's gorgeous. And she looks deep within your eyes. And she asks you now, are you ready? Are you ready to do what you came here to do? Are you ready to step into the mission of your soul? And are you willing to allow her to crack through any resistance, any denial, any distraction, anything that is keeping you from moving forward on your path? If you are, nod and allow Wadjet to come close, to connect with you, to give you a transmission that will assist you in cracking through any resistance, any reluctance, any hanging back, any place where your life force is frozen. I will be quiet now for a few moments, a few minutes, and let you journey with Wadjet, the Kundalini Cobra. Give thanks to this powerful goddess for anything she has given you, anything she has shown you. And she winds her way around you now, encircling your body, anchoring in the energy she has given you. And perhaps she has a gift to give you, a message, a symbol, an image, a memory, a color. Breathe it in, receive it, give thanks. And you are aware now that Isis has joined you, that she is embracing you with her beautiful rainbow wings. Helping to seal in the magic of the transformational energy of Wadjet. So breathe deeply. Relax back into her arms. And make a commitment within yourself to cooperate with this activated life force energy. It's good to be alive. It's good to be creative. It's good to be vibrant and to move forward, no matter what. That is our right, our birthright, as souls incarnated on planet Earth at this time. This powerful, revolutionary, incredibly transformative time. Nice deep breath. Allow yourself to come back into the room. Thank you. We will talk again.